Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So I wanted to show my 2024 reading journal setup. This is the first time I've done a reading journal. I have previously done bullet journaling, but that was a very long time ago, something like 7 years ago, and that didn't last very long. I found it a little stressful because there's like some pressure for everything to look nice. So I kind of gave up on that, but I want to get back into journaling and I really wanted to do a reading journal. And the whole point of this journal is just to document my reading and have fun. I love being creative. I love painting. I love drawing. I love journaling. So I just want to use this as an outlet to journal and journal something that I love reading and to document it. This is the first time I've done something like this in a long time. So some of the spreads aren't fantastic. There's some mistakes, but I'm still really proud of everything and I want to show you guys and give you some ideas. A lot of these were inspired by other posts and stuff I saw. So I will try to show all of the posts and everything I took credit from. I should mention where I got this reading journal from will be on the screen. It's really pretty. It has gold sprayed edges. I love it a lot. I was in between getting this one or a purple one, and I actually asked my Instagram and the poll ended up being 50-50. But then I went to go buy it. I was still deciding which one to get and the purple one was out of stock. So I ended up with this one, but it's so pretty. I really love it. I feel like it suits reading so much, and this is a reading journal, but all of the pages are just dots, but you can choose what type of paper you want, and they're very thick as well, like good quality paper. This first spread, I'll be honest, is probably like my least favorite. This was the last spread I did and I kind of just threw it together. This is just the reading journal page to just say it's a reading journal. I was not sure if I wanted to do a page like this because I mean it doesn't really matter, but I thought why not, and I wanted to do newspaper letters because I feel like it looks cool. I like it, but I'm not really a big fan of this page. I don't like the stickers. I feel like I like this part. The stickers, I don't know. I feel like it looks very lazy, so I'm not a big fan of this page, but that's okay. So this page I loved. We have our 2024 spread. These balloon stickers I got from Google. I was looking for gold balloons, and then I saw like some of them in different colors and I realized, oh, I can do any color I want. So I found a website that sells pink balloons and I just screenshotted them and cut them out. I've used paper from this book I have. It's like this old book I found. I don't even know what it is, but I always use it when I need like paper cut up. And I like how this turned out. I like the background. This background is like cardstock. It's a very thick page, I will say, but it's okay. These star stickers were from Kmart. These stickers might have been from Big W, but a lot of the stickers I use have been thrifted. These butterfly stickers were thrifted. But yeah, I'm really happy with this spread. Then we have my library. So this page was the first page I did, and I made quite a few mistakes because I was just getting back into journaling and I was still learning. So I feel like I fixed up most of my mistakes, but this spread is a very popular journal spread. I got the idea from Katie's reading, but a lot of people have done it. My reading goal for 2024 is to read 150 books. I don't think this has 150, but if I read more, I'm just going to make another spread. With this spread, some of these shelves don't look best because I originally colored them in with pink Posca pens. The Posca pens, I forgot they were like paint pens, so it didn't look really good on this journal, I feel like, and it dried kind of clumpy and I didn't like the pink, so I colored over it with a Crayola Super Tips marker. This wasn't the one I used. I used a brown one. I colored over and it kind of fixed it, but it still doesn't look the best, but it's all right. And then with these books, I don't know if you can tell, but I've stuck paper on top of them because I accidentally colored them in with the pink Posca pen and I couldn't cover it, so I just put paper on top, and I feel like you can't really tell. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I've learned to not really be too stressed about mistakes because it doesn't matter, really. Like, it really doesn't matter that much, and I'm just having fun. But yeah, I like the leaves I did, the little plant. I really like this spread. I think it'll look really good when it's colored in. Obviously, some of the books and stuff are a bit messy, but overall, it doesn't really matter. And I don't know, I'm just happy with this spread. I think it turned out really cute. Next, we have my reading tracker. So this is similar to the library where I just color in each number as I read a book. And I have my key for romance, fantasy, and literary fiction. I didn't really think about the fact that I could read other genres because these are like the only genres I really read. And when I added this little swirly line, I forgot that. I might need to add more, but we'll cross that when we get there. I mean, I don't know if I'll read any other genres, like maybe a classic, but maybe the classic will be romance. So I don't know. I only did 72 because I'm just going to make another one when I read more books, because I don't want to have heaps of squares that are just unfilled if I don't reach that goal. So I decided to just go with how many could fit on the page. I used my Super Tips, Crayola Super Tips pens for the title and the colouring in. I got these pens years ago. I got them so long ago, and I definitely need to get more and a bigger variety of colours. I think I have like 12 colours and most of them are running out, so I definitely need more, but that was like the best option I had for like titles and stuff. And I feel like it's hard to get good quality markers for an affordable price that I can just use in like a journal, but I feel like these work really well for that. And with my titles, I was really not sure how I wanted to do them because I can't do calligraphy and I can't do cursive writing. So I was like, what am I gonna do? But I just went with the flow, like wrote the titles and added some details to try and make it look a little fancier, but I like how they turned out. It's nothing too crazy. And I used these Leo point pens that I have to add details. I used that for little stars and stuff, and I used it to outline the letters. They don't bleed through, but they show a tiny bit on the other page, but I don't mind. I did this little bow up here. I like that a lot. And this idea of just doing the squiggly lines around I got from Katie's reading as well. And so this is my series tracker. I like this because I can just have it all together. I often forget what series I'm reading, how many books there are, so I really like this. It's a bit messy. I switched pens after Serpent and Dove when I realized I had this pen I could use. I was using a different one that was not very good. Some of the squares are messed up, but it doesn't really matter. And I have plenty of room to add more. So I think I spelled billionaires wrong. There will be a lot of spelling mistakes. So I'm sorry about that. I'm surprised I'm not in the middle of that many series, but I didn't put many standalone romance books because I don't really consider them a series because I don't always read those in order or read all of the books. But the romance series that I do care about reading in order and reading all of them, I added. Okay, next we have 24 books I want to read in 2024, and I did accidentally write 20. I was thinking of 2024 when I wrote it, so I messed up. It's okay. I really like this spread. I like having all the books laid out. Whenever I think of a reading journal, I think of the pictures of all the books. This will make it so much easier for me to remember the books I want to read in 2024. Now I can just look at the pictures instead of seeing it on like a list. I also do have a video where I talk about all of these books, so you can watch that if you like to know more about why I want to read these books and what they're about. This is a really simple spread, but I really like it. Yeah, I have a big gap of space here and I wasn't sure what I should put here. I don't know if I am going to, but I don't have washi tape or anything, so yeah, I don't know if I'll add something to this or just leave it. But I use so many stickers for this part up here, and I'm not I'm not happy about that because I feel like I'm wasting them, but I'm not. I'm just so reluctant to use stickers. Anyways, moving on. We have my favorite books each month. So this spread, I should tell you guys, I did this spread and then messed up. So what I did was glue the pages together because I made like such big mistakes I couldn't really fix them. But that is such a good idea. I don't remember who I got that from, but like just gluing the pages together when you make a mistake and starting over is just such a good idea. I've never thought of doing that before. When I mess up, I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? I've just messed up the whole spread, and a lot of the times I would give up. So that's such an easy way to fix it. So yeah, in this spread, I'm just going to put my favorite book of each month. I've never really looked at my favorite book of each month. Like I've never chosen a book for each month that I thought was my favorite. All of the time I have favorite books, but I don't even remember when exactly I read them. So this will be like a little reminder of what time I read them. I really like these little squiggly things I did. What I did was use a Crayola silver Super Tips, and then I used this pen to fill it in, and it doesn't really match the title so I tried to add like a garland at the top with the grey and purple to match it a bit, but I still like how it looks. I like how I did the kind of 3D thing. It's not the cleanest and it did take a while, but it adds something. I like it. Most of this is just me experimenting, to be honest. Okay, this next spread, oh my god, I love this spread. So I got this idea from Cassandra Reads. So these are called Dutch doors, I think, and basically every book I finish in 2024 I'm going to add to these pages and have my rating underneath, and then on the actual page I'm going to list all the books I've read with their ratings as well. I thought this was such a good idea instead of using so many pages to list books and add pictures. I think this has like 75 books, so I might need to make another one since my goal is 150, but I really like this idea. It looks so cool. Like, I just like having something kind of interactive in my journal. And what I was so excited for, like I said, is adding all the pictures of the books I've read. And I feel like it looks so nice and colorful, and I'm so excited. I feel like this is going to encourage me to read so much more as well, and to really pay attention to what I'm reading, what genres I'm reading, how long the books are, when I'm rating them, like everything like that. This is going to really help me pay more attention to my reading habits and what I'm reading. The stars I did start to do. I was going to do all of them, but it was taking way too long. They are very messy. This first one looks so good, and then all the others were just terrible, and I don't know how that happened, but it's okay. It's okay. Also, I really like how I did this title, but I actually used Sharpies for it, and these really bled through the page. And I don't know if you can tell, these pieces I cut out, I used to glue on top, and I redid the title because the Sharpie bled through. So I probably won't be using Sharpies again, which is disappointing because I really like how they look, and I have a bigger variety of colors than Sharpies, but oh well. But I like the bubble writing, and yeah, I really like this page. So next, we have my reading goals for 2024. I only had a few goals in mind, so I wasn't going to make like a whole page for it. But then I kind of thought about it a bit more and realized I do have a lot of goals. And I wasn't sure where I should put my reading goals, and I was like, I might as well just make a whole page for it. So I got some of these ideas online. A lot of these are just personal goals I have for reading in 2024. So we have read 150 books. Last year I read 103 books, I think, which is the most books I've ever read in a year. Prior to that, the year before, I read 15 books, and I really want to aim to read more, because I feel like I could have definitely read a lot more books last year, but I don't know how to explain this, but like sometimes it's just hard for me to pick up a book. Instead I'll go to like watching YouTube or something when I could have been reading. And it's not like I'm forcing myself to read, because I really enjoy reading, but sometimes I just don't choose it. And I want to do that more, where I actually actively choose to read and stop myself from just like watching YouTube instead. And especially where I'm making content, I definitely want to be reading more books so I can make more reading vlogs and stuff like that. And I also want to read a lot more manga, so I think that will make up a big portion of my reading. If I don't read 150 books, I'm not going to be that disappointed. It is a really big goal, but I like to aim for goals that are quite high. Instead of aiming for a goal I could easily reach, like 100 books, if I aimed for that again, I feel like it wouldn't be very motivating for me, because I know I can reach it because I did before. So I want to aim for goals that are a bit higher, and I'll have to work to reach. I want to read 3 memoirs. I only read 1 last year, and that was the only non-fiction I read. I definitely want to read more. I really like memoirs, but I don't reach for it very often in books, and I definitely want to read more of them. Read 2 classics. Last year I didn't read a single classic. I DNF'd 2, but the year before I read quite a few. So I definitely want to get back into classics, and there's so many classics I want to read, but they've just been daunting for me at the moment, and I need to kind of push myself to read one. I also find it hard to include them in my videos because they take a lot longer for me to read, and they don't really fit in with my reading vlogs and stuff. So I'm gonna have to find a way to include them, maybe in like mood reading vlogs. We also have read 1 mystery or thriller. This is a very big maybe. I've never read a mystery or thriller book. I don't like thriller. I don't like horror. I am very easily scared. I will have nightmares without a doubt. If I see anything scary, think of anything scary, I won't be able to sleep. Like, I am very easily scared, and I just don't enjoy the feeling of being scared. I don't enjoy it whatsoever, but there's so many highly loved thrillers and mysteries, so I want to get into it. I'm thinking of doing a video where I read 1 mystery, 1 thriller, and 1 horror maybe, but I'm so scared for that. But I could see myself liking it. It's just something that I'm scared to get into. Read more manga or graphic novels. I already spoke about that. Annotate more books. I feel like annotating just elevates the experience of reading a book that I really like, because I just pay attention to the book so much more, on the themes and the quotes and everything. So I definitely want to do that more. I also have a video on how I annotate books. If you guys are curious on how I annotate, use Kindle Unlimited more. I do have Kindle Unlimited on my phone because I don't have a Kindle, and I definitely want to utilize it more because I am paying for it every month, so I should be utilizing it more. DNF more. There were so many books I didn't like last year that I could have easily DNF'd, but I stopped myself from doing it because I thought maybe it'd get better, but I need to DNF more, so I'm reading more books I enjoy. Utilize the library. I already do this pretty well, but there's always like more room for utilizing the library more. And I also borrow a lot of library books I don't end up reading, so I want to focus on trying to actually borrow books I want to read, incorporate them into more videos, write more reviews. I definitely want to write more reviews on my bookstagram and maybe on Goodreads. I don't really write them as much. I usually just talk about them in my videos, but I want to express my thoughts in words, and I feel like I really struggle to write reviews. I get really reluctant about writing them, and so I always end up not doing it because I feel like I don't write very well, even though that's not really the case, but I always put myself down. And so I want to try and do that more, and even just practicing writing more, because now I'm not in school, I'm not writing at all, and that was something I really enjoyed. And lastly, consistently use this journal. I did write consistently wrong, don't mind that. I want to make sure I'm up to date on this journal, and I think this is a really good way to relax, de-stress, something creative I want to add into my life. I want to be more creative this year because I wasn't very creative last year. I didn't paint much, I didn't draw much, I didn't journal much, so I want to make sure I do that more in 2024. So next we have my January spread. So I wasn't sure how I wanted to do a monthly spread because I didn't know what I should include, but I saw this on Pinterest where someone just put the books they read and then they put book, author, format, genre, mood. I can't remember what they put, but I changed it to thoughts, so I want to just write down some of my thoughts about the book so I can just remember easily how I felt about the books I read, the dates I read it, and the pages, how many pages were in the book. I really like this idea. Even though I'm already putting pictures on my other spread, I want to document as much as I can about the books I'm reading, and so I thought this was a really good idea. The highlighter I kept messing up. I was trying so hard to do it well. I used a ruler and everything. That's okay. I like this spread and I continued it. I don't know what else I'm gonna add from here on out, but I definitely want to continue this journal and add as many fun spreads as I can, and I want to update you guys on how my journal's going. Thank you for watching. If you have any ideas you want to share, any products you like that you use that you'd recommend or anything like that, please let me know. If you like this video, I'd love to do more of them. And that's all. Bye!